Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I'm going to be looking at the Alpha X200 wireless earbuds from Vankyo. Vankyo actually sent me some headphones a while back, I think earlier this year, which were noise canceling headphones, and they worked really well, and I've actually had them at the house since. It's the one that I actually travel with and my son uses a lot. With this one, this is a wireless earbud. I haven't used one from them. I have the 8 other ones that I've looked at on the channel here, though, over this past year, so curious to see how it actually stacks up. But let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. I do like the box itself. It's very clean. And once we open this up, we have this sitting right in the middle. And this one's like a deep, like I guess they'd call it like a royal blue, right? We have the micro USB port on the side here. And then let's open this up. Whoa, hold that open. So that is it right there. Those are the wireless earbuds. This one actually has the LCD screen on the front. And there's actually one that I don't have up here, which are the true wireless earbuds. That's the only other one that I've used that actually has an LCD screen on it that shows you the battery life with this. Now the reason I said yes to this is because this actually has the largest battery out of any of these that I've used. This one touts 120 hours of playtime with it, which is crazy because the highest one I've used over here I believe is like 45-50. So I mean almost 3 times that, right? So with this, curious to see actually, one, how well this performs, but also just how long this lasts with this. So let's actually try to get this thing paired up. I do want to check. I know it's going to have wireless ear tips. They all come with that are usually like this. Ooh, that adapter. Is that the... Okay, so there's an adapter in that. That's interesting. So there's actually a micro USB adapter in this in case you, I guess, don't want to bring this around with you, and it's going to plug in via a USB cable, right? And then it would go micro USB to micro USB, or let's just, I don't know why you would have one that would be a doubled end, but maybe you're just traveling around with that and you just needed this. I don't know if it works like that because it'd be, is it male to female for the adapters with that? But they have that in there. That's awesome. Just in case, like I said, maybe it's micro USB to micro USB, or you're going to go the other way around with that. And then we have our ear tips here. So you'll have small, medium, and large. Usually the mediums are on here, which it looks like they are. Kind of standard with these, we have the magnetic strips so that when you actually take this and plop it in, it's going to hold really tight. This one's holding a little bit tighter just based off the ear cuffs. But yeah, it'll hold tight in there like that. It's already trying to pair. And so it doesn't have, it has somewhat of a magnetic strip, yeah. So the clip right here actually raises up a little bit. I don't think it'll raise higher than that, yeah. But it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. I'm wondering if that's just so that this doesn't break easily over time. But let's get this thing paired up. Outside of that, you're just gonna have instructions. It's just a little piece of paper in there. Hopefully pairing is very simple with this. I don't think it should be an issue. It's already trying to pair. I'm not seeing a button on this for that. Some of them have a physical button on the case that you need to use to pair with this. That's usually with the mini pods, the black pods. With this, it should just be trying to connect right now. And there it is, Alpha X200. Let's pop this in. I'm going to pop both in and I'm going to just test how loud do these get. These are really loud. If you can hear it. These do have touch sensors on them as well. So that's something I've tried to become more accustomed to. I do like the physical buttons. Like one of my ball tunes has physical buttons with it. So the touch sensors, it's just one of those things. When you take these out of your ears, you're more than likely going to be pushing a button. You can see the sensors on the outside of this. I believe that's a sensor, or actually no, it's just going to be this whole circle here. Inside the dot, it's going to show you whether or not they're trying to connect with this. The fit is good in my ear. It does tell you left to right on these, like most of these do. This touts an 8mm driver, and it says the drive area is 1.77 times the normal drive area. Everything that I've seen for earbud drivers is usually anywhere from 8 to 15mm. These other ones I couldn't find specifically that they even say what the driver size is, which is interesting. I do like the fact that they even tell you that this is an 8mm driver with this. I'm assuming these are probably 8. I don't know if that just means, hey, it's an 8mm driver, but it's a little bit bigger than that, or if the notion is most wireless earbuds are 5mm and that this is 8mm. This has a 3500 milliamp charging case with it. Most of these are like 500. This is where you're getting that 120 hours. Some of them are 800. Some of them I've seen are 1,000. Like, this is 3,500 milliamps with this. So like I said, on a single charge, you can go 120 hours. These will usually play for 7 hours, but they do specifically say, hey, that's at 60% volume. I highly doubt you're going to be playing it at the 100%. That was ridiculously loud. I'm going to say that this is the loudest out of all of these by a good notch. These all get very, very loud, and I've mentioned on the channel before this notion of the airplane test. You're on an airplane, which usually there's just a lot of kind of static noise with that hum, that low hum of the airplane, on top of people talking and things like that. Can this overpower that so you can hear very, very clear? Yes, you probably wouldn't even crank this all the way up. It would be so loud, you may have to turn it down a little bit. These all pass that test. This blows it away for sure. This thing gets incredibly loud. You have the ear tips, like I mentioned, so you can actually swap these out. It fits really good in the ear. Noise cancellation with these, they just are inherently noise canceling because of how well they fit in the ear with the tip. Versus some of the other ones, like you get the Black Pods or AirPods. AirPod Pros are going to be different, or the Black Pod Pros are going to be different because those have ear tips with them. But the other ones, they just fit in the ear. And they fit good, but they're not going to have that kind of silicone rubber tip where it literally like closes off the ear canal. So this is where I've talked about going on a bike ride, which is usually one of the tests with this. It's the weather here is really bad right now where I'm at, so I'm just going to take these to the gym for my test and work out and see how these do with that. But with that, my concern is usually if I have both of these in, it's so noise canceling when they have these ear tips that I can't hear around me, which presents a danger if I'm on the street, which usually I'm in my neighborhood. If I go on a trail, it's not that big of a deal, but if I'm on the street, I need to hear cars, right? Just, I don't want to accidentally get myself in a situation where I'm likely to be hit by a car. You can play these independently. I was playing just on this ear tip right now, which I'll do again. So that's not an issue. IPX8 for sweat and water resistance with this. A lot of these end up being IPX6. I've seen 7s, IPX8. This is going to be one of the higher tiers with this. And then price, $49.99 on their website. I'm going to put a link for Amazon though, because on Amazon they have like a 5% off discount right now. Usually it's going to ship with Prime. You're going to get it quicker. And if you just check back periodically, you may find other deals. Maybe it's $10 off, maybe it's 20% off, maybe it's 10% off. They just usually have deals on Amazon that they don't always have on their website. And I don't know if they have codes online on their social media platforms for this. And we do have Bluetooth 5.0. That's pretty standard across all of these. I'm starting to see the 5.1, the 5.2 with some of these, but this one has Bluetooth 5.0. I'm impressed with the sound quality right off the bat. The battery life is ridiculous. I haven't seen anything that has 120 hours of battery life for wireless earbuds. So I'm excited about that. I do like the color in the case with this as well. It's a little bit heavier than any of these. It's for sure heavier. Maybe, yeah. But that comes with a bigger battery, right? So that's to be expected with this. Shows here right now 89% battery. The left earbud is charging, and then if I put this other one in, it's going to pop over here. It's going to show the right one. We'll take this out, and now it's going to show the right one, right? 88%. right? Because this one's trying to charge now too. So very impressed with this. The initial impression is really good. I always do the test though with the bike ride and the working out. I mentioned I'm not going to do the bike ride today. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get some, like it won't be a long workout. So usually I'll do 30 minutes to an hour, just get a little bit of time with this. And that's my test also for sound quality with this, where I'm actually going to test with the music at my studio really, really loud, and then just see how much, and I don't think it's going to have a problem with this. The other big one is, how do these fit in the ear and stay in the ear? When I'm moving around and it's more dynamic based movement, I don't want, if I'm doing burpees or jumps or anything like that, I don't want these to pop out of my ear. And then the next one is going to be a call. I usually do a quick call with these because these do have microphones with them. It doesn't mention it in the description here off their website, but this does have a microphone, so I'm going to check that out as well. I expect that the sound quality is going to be pretty on par with the rest of these. The Ball Tunes has probably been, the BH021s have been really, really good. They've probably been the best by a decent margin, but they're all pretty good. So I'm curious to see how the sound quality is with that when actually making a call. But right now I need to actually do the test with this, and then we're going to cut back and I'm going to give the rest of my opinion on these. So let's go ahead and cut ahead. All right, so I got to take these to the studio and do a quick workout with them, and they worked really, really well. I'll make sure some video of that pops up. So my studio is 30 by 45 feet. I did check to see how the connection is. I left my phone in one corner. I went all the way to the opposite corner. Didn't have any issues with that. If I go outside, the kind of brick and mortar with this is like, I think it's 2 feet thick or wide. So at that point, when I close the door, which is a metal door, I'm going to have a connection issue just because of that. So that I usually don't mess with, but at 45 feet I had zero problems with this. So I always talk about this notion of, yeah, one thing around the house, we were walking through walls, but also for me, if I'm outside, I can leave my phone somewhere and do yard work and not have an issue at all with connection. And these are going to actually fit that bill. The Bluetooth 5.0 is going to be pretty standard across all of these, like I mentioned, but with this, no connection problems. The fitting though, I did notice. So most of these come with the medium ear tip fittings on them. This one does too. It actually gives you a second pair, and then it has the small, medium, and large. I had to bump these up to the large so that they fit very snug, which is going to be that noise reduction, which makes these inherently noise canceling to a certain degree. And this is the first one I've had to do compared to any of these where I've actually had to switch out the tips with this. Once I had that, it was really, really smooth. It was solid. It actually cups everything inside my ear, so I don't hear any ambient noise around me. I did check while I had the smaller ones in. This fit was still good. It just wasn't quite as snug, and it still does a good job with just regular noise cancellation with this, with the medium ones, and didn't have any issues. I turn up the music in the studio so I can kind of see, hey, there's ambient noise around me. How is this going to fare with that? And as I mentioned, this is one of the loudest wireless earbud sets that I've had to date by far. So I could blast this music incredibly loud, so that wouldn't be an issue at all. After that, I did check the call quality with the microphones, and it's pretty comparable to any of these. I think the Balltune BH021s here, maybe a sliver better with that, but by a very small margin. The call quality is very, very clear. With any of the wireless earbuds, because they're in your ear, it's just one of those things, the mic is a little bit further than if I was holding like a lapel or something like that close to my mouth here. So because of that, you can always tell that somebody's on a wireless earbud compared to, like I said, anything else. But the volume with this, even though these are the loudest in terms of music, I couldn't turn that quite up extremely loud. As I turned it up, it just seemed like it was pulled down a couple notches. I don't know if there's something I need to do to remedy that. And it's not that it doesn't get loud. It does get loud. It just won't go as loud as the music that I was playing. So I'm curious to actually dig a little bit deeper into that. But the quality itself was phenomenal. Very crystal clear with this. The bass with the music, by the way, very, very deep. And even with that volume going as high as it does, I don't have any breaking up with this. There's no distortion. I'm not hearing any problems with the audio. It's actually very, very clear, which is good with as loud as these do get with this. A couple things I did want to cover with this also. I did go to Amazon to double check the listing. It's not 5% off anymore. It's actually 25% off. So if you buy that right now, it'll be about $38 before tax. That's a really good deal. If you go to their website, right off the bat, 10% off pops up with this. So maybe you don't want to go through Amazon, you could actually go through their website. And they do accept PayPal. That is a huge deal. I've mentioned this with other tech videos, and especially in regards to these, just because I know some people have had problems with other black pods on the market and things like that. I've bought like 3 various things this year, never got them coming from websites where I just paid with a regular credit card versus having PayPal or anything like that. I look for Amazon first just because I know it's going to be more secure when you guys actually buy it, or a major website, like if it's going to come out of Newegg or something like that. If they don't have that, if they have PayPal, I know it's more secure for a payment option. So you guys could always try to get your money back, and PayPal usually is going to issue that versus you trying to combat your credit card company for these charges, right? So they do have the option for that. They do ship internationally as well. So with this, it does list a 90-day warranty on their website. On Amazon, I couldn't track it down. Actually, I had to go to their website. A lot of these come with a year warranty, so it's not quite as good. I wish they did have the year warranty, but 90 days, at least they offer something. I think that's going to be pretty standard with certain products at this point, though. Beyond that, I'm extremely happy with my initial impression with these. I'm going to sit with these a little bit longer and then give my final opinion, but touch controls worked really, really good. The Loudest wireless earbuds, to repeat that again, that I've ever used. Call quality is good. I need to tinker around with that volume a little bit. I don't know that I need to go louder than how loud it did get, though, is the other thing. I know I don't necessarily need it to get as loud as the music did, so maybe that's by design, because I don't think anybody's going to want somebody talking to them, but it sounds like they're screaming in their ear. I do like the obviously long battery life with this. I like the LCD screen on the front. I think the coloring with this is really good. This does come in black as well, so if you go to Amazon or their website, you can get black or this blue. But those are the only 2 colors that I've actually seen. If I had to knock it, it would definitely be the, I don't know, the top here. It does have a magnet so you can feel it, so it's going to hold tight, but I don't know that lever. I'm not, maybe it's just so it closes without clipping as perhaps why. Compared to these other ones, I mean, it's not that it's any louder per se, it just feels a little bit different. I don't know, I'm just not the biggest fan of that, but that's a very small thing with this. The time I'm going to spend with it is to just really check how well does this stay connected when I go on other ventures with this, like my bike rides and things like that. Long term, I don't have any issues with it. The other thing that I want to actually check with this as well, but this has made a very, very good first impression. So when it comes down to which one's going to be best for you, if you're looking for the loudest, that's going to be right here, and also the longest battery life. By the way, this has 200 hours of standby time as well. That's ridiculous. So this is double and triple what you're typically finding with these other ones. But because of that too, you have to keep in mind, like, this is going to be a little bit heavier. Also, it's also a little bit bulkier case. I will make sure that I show B-roll of this on my phone as well, so you can kind of see. I have an iPhone XS, so just so you get a size comparison with this. It's going to fit in the pocket decent, but it is, like I said, just a little bit bulkier. But that's actually going to be it for this one, everybody. If you guys like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. I want to make sure links for this are in the description for you as well, so you can find that down there. Thank you so much for watching. Check back soon for more videos.